It's 6 o'clock. I'd like to call this meeting to order and ask everyone to please rise for pledge of allegiance and prayer. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
John, can you lead us in a prayer, please?
Sure. Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening, Lord, and as always, we thank you. We thank you for your love and mercy. We thank you for your Son and his work on the cross. I just ask that everything we say and do, we bring honor and glory to you tonight. And it's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Try to get the chair before you sit down.
All right, next roll call. I am present. Alderwoman Dent.
Present.
Alderman Kinsey.
Here.
Alderman Whalen.
Present.
Alderman Letchworth.
Present.
City Administrator Burbridge. Present. City Clerk Kohler. Present. City Attorney Weber is absent. Public Works Director Payne. Present. Chief of Police Chase. Present. Finance Director Houston. Present. Economic Development Director Sutterfield. Present. And the other city staff we have is Ms. Melissa Du Bois. Hi, Melissa. Next up is the approval of tonight's agenda. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
And do I have a second?
I'll second.
This time I'll call for the vote. Alderman Whalen?
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey?
Yes.
Alderman Letchworth?
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent?
Yes.
Next up, approval of the consent agenda. Do I have a motion for the consent agenda?
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
And do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
This time I'll call for the vote. Alderwoman Dent?
Yes.
Alderman Whalen?
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey?
Yes.
And Alderman Letchworth?
Yes.
See, we have nobody for public comment tonight, so we'll keep moving right along. I have a request for street closure from Tim Dotson. Come on up.
And I'm the Vice President of the Salem chapter of the Christian Motorcycle Association. And we wish to have a bike show on August 29th up on the square, and we're asking for the street to be closed from 9 to 2 on the east, west, and the south ends.
Around the courthouse.
Yeah.
Around the courthouse.
I assume that's a Saturday?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. No, that's all right.
Yeah.
I don't see any problem.
We had one there last year at that same time.
Good deal.
Yeah, for street closure. And we'll have a bike show, and we're hoping to get a few vendors, craft vendors only, and we may have a bake sale with our CMA members.
Okay.
So just so you're wanting the street closed on all four sides
Three
around?
sides.
Three
Just
sides,
three
okay.
sides.
Make sure I understood that correctly.
Yes.
Okay.
August 29th.
I'm sorry.
August 29th.
Yes, from 9 to 2 on August 29th.
This time, do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the street closure on August 29th for the CMA chapter.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
This time, if there's no further discussion, I will call for the vote. Alderman Letchworth?
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey?
Yes.
Alderman Whalen?
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it depends on.
Are you okay?
Jeez.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next item up is board and committee appointments. We have a recommendation for a new park board member, Mr. James Taylor. I know that there's 2 vacant seats on there. I think 3 maybe now?
Yes.
Yes. And I think it was a majority vote by the park board for the recommendation of James Taylor to serve on their board.
Need a motion?
Yes.
Yes.
I make a motion based on the recommendation from the park board to approve nomination James Taylor.
Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
There's no further discussion. I'll call for the vote. Alderman Whalen?
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent?
Yes.
Alderman Letchworth?
Yes.
And Alderman Kinsey.
Yes.
Next item up is for new and miscellaneous business. We have resolution number 3-2026.
Resolution number 3-2026, a resolution of the City of Salem, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute an aquatic care pool opening and winterizing agreement with Landmark Aquatic.
Thank you. This time I'll open it up for discussion. No discussion?
I don't have any.
Okay.
Any questions?
Do I have a motion? All right, Melissa, do you want to come up here and talk about it real quick before I let them make a motion?
Rip raring to go.
Yeah.
This is something that we normally do every year, but it was brought to my attention that the mayor needs to start signing these contracts, so I wanted to make sure it came before the board.
You're making me feel important.
Yes.
Shucks.
But it is something that we do annually. They come down and de-winterize and winterize for us and take all the kitty feature stuff off and kind of scan everything for us.
Good.
All right. Anybody got any questions?
Nope.
I think you're good on that one.
I'll just stay here.
Okay. So at this time, do I have a motion for resolution 3-2026?
I'll make a motion to approve 3-2026 resolution.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
This time I'll call for the vote. Alderman Kinsey.
Yes.
Alderman Whalen.
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent.
Yes.
And Alderman Letchworth.
Yes.
Moving right along, next up is for the budget adjustment for the playground fencing. This is Billy's playground, correct?
Correct. I don't know if you guys are able to look at your packet or not, but it's been a process. Since
Yeah.
the flooding, we initially reached out to the people that installed the playground to begin with. They couldn't get a hold of the contractors because they had retired. Then they tried to get a hold of the manufacturer, issues. We contacted a local contractor. They couldn't get a hold of them. In the packet, you'll see that we have letters from 3 businesses that tried to get a hold of that, the fence that we already have.
Right.
Then it was recommended by the local contractor that we upgrade it to steel fencing so that we can have replacement parts and it can easily be fixed, and it's actually a sturdier fence because it's along the creek.
Okay.
So I brought it before the park board, brought the same information to them, and they also voted to go ahead and upgrade the fencing. We hope that it would be covered during the mitigation portion, but we won't know. But they're willing to go ahead and move forward with that if the board would be okay
Yes.
with that.
All right, at this time, now I'll open it up if the board has any questions.
I have none.
I have none.
I have none.
All right, do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the budget adjustment in the approximate amount of $10,750.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
There's no further discussion. I'll call for the vote. Alderman Kinsey.
Yes.
Alderman Whalen.
Yes.
Alderman Letchworth.
Yes.
And Alderwoman Dent.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we got the first and second readings of bills. We'll start with bill number 3699.
Bill number 3699, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a master agreement for engineering services between the City of Salem, Missouri and Toth and Associates Incorporated, and authorizing the execution of all documents necessary to implement said agreement. Permission to read second reading by caption only.
Yes, please.
Bill number 3699, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a master agreement for engineering services between the City of Salem, Missouri and Toth and Associates Incorporated, and authorizing the execution of all documents necessary to implement said agreement.
Thank you. This time I'll open it up if there's any discussion.
No.
No.
Nothing for me.
All right, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Bill 3699, is that correct? Yes. Contract agreement.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
further discussion. I'll call for the vote. Alderman Whalen,
Yes.
Alderman Letchworth,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent,
Yes.
and Alderman Kinsey.
Yes.
Next item up we have is Bill number 3701.
Bill number 3701, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Salem, Missouri to execute an aviation project consultant agreement with H.W. Lochner Incorporated for professional services at Salem Memorial Airport K-33 MoDOT project number 26-066A-1. Permission to read bill number 3701.
By caption.
Only for the second time?
Yes, please.
Bill number 3701, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Salem, Missouri to execute an aviation project consultant agreement with H.W. Lochner Incorporated for professional services at Salem Memorial Airport, K-33 MoDOT, project number 26-066A-1.
Thank you. This time I'll open it up for discussion.
So this is the, we completed the 6 T-hanger project, and of course, you'll have an item to finalize that later in this agenda, but this is the next big project for the airport. They are trying to get this in motion to be able to utilize some of the BIL funding that was available for airports before it expires. So this project is for box hangers, talking roughly 40 by 40 in size, at least one, and then there are additional options for a second hanger and then potentially a third hanger, depending on how far the funding goes. So, so this is the agreement with Lochner themselves to provide the engineering and construction oversight as that project begins to move forward. So, I believe at our last meeting, you all approved the application of the grant, the submission, so.
There's no discussion. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the contract with H.W. Lochner for professional services.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
If there's no further discussion, I will call for the vote. Alderman Kinsey,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent,
Yes.
Alderman Letchworth,
Yes.
and Alderman Whalen.
Yes.
Next up, Bill number 3702.
Bill number 3702, an ordinance authorizing the submission of request for reimbursement number 5 for the K-33 hangar project, MoDOT block grant project number 23-066A-1, and authorizing the mayor or authorized representative to execute all documents necessary for said reimbursement. Permission to read bill number 3702, second reading by caption only.
Yes, please.
Bill number 3702, an ordinance authorizing the submission of request for reimbursement number 5 for the K-33 hangar project, MoDOT block grant project number 23-066A-1, and authorizing the mayor or authorized representative to execute all documents necessary for said reimbursement.
Thank you.
So as I mentioned earlier, this is the final request for reimbursement for the 6 T-hanger project at the airport. Yeah, roughly, what the total is $3,900, so just under $4,000. About $3,600 of that is reimbursable, so it's a 90% grant is what it was. So this is the final reimbursement request.
Any discussion?
No.
All right.
Catherine?
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve, was it 3702?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve number 3702.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
There's no further discussion. I will call for the vote. Alderman Letchworth,
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey,
Yes.
Alderman Whalen,
Yes.
and Alderwoman Dent.
Yes.
Now we have just a first reading for bill number 3700.
Bill number 3700, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Salem, Missouri to accept and execute an access agreement from HMH Properties LLC for permanent access and utility purposes.
Okay, so this has been in process for some time. The access easement is to grant the city permanent access to what's been called the former pretreatment building out at the industrial park, formerly used by Heartland Metals. It's not used for any water pretreatment at this time. It is sitting vacant. When I spoke with staff about, do we have a use for this building, pretty much resoundingly, the answer was no. It's not close to any other facilities that the city operates or has shops at. It would be difficult for us to keep an eye on anything that was there at that building, any equipment, or keep an eye on what was going on. So when David and Hannah from D&K Fencing approached the city about potentially leasing, and so the lease is in your packet. It's not for you all to be voting on tonight, but it's there for additional information. We asked them, would you consider granting us an easement, because we've not had that all this time. Yeah. That way, in the future, we would have access, legal access to that building. So they were amenable to that. Like I said, first reading tonight is specific to the easement itself. The map is in the packet. I can pull it up if you want me to on the screen. That's kind of up to you all. But it is in the packet, and there are actually two easements because it crosses their property kind of in two different segments. So like I said, tonight's reading is first reading for that access easement. Next meeting, you'll have the second reading for the access easement and then the resolution for the lease agreement.
Okay.
Okay?
There's no questions. I'll move further on to our reports for city officials, boards, and committees. Sally, I'll start with you first.
So my apologies, I meant to have a written report to you all. I will make sure I have that at the next meeting. I did attend an MPUA board meeting 2 weeks ago. I did take Brandon Schmidt, our new electric superintendent, with me, just to kind of introduce him to folks there, get him a little more familiar with it. I'm trying to think if there wasn't anything that directly impacts us here in Salem right now at the meeting. There was some discussion about their service line crew. So MPUA has their own line crew, electric line crew. And the intent was that they could come and assist cities if there was a project that was a little more complicated than what your city staff could handle. You could hire their line crew to come down and either do it or assist your crew with doing it. So there was quite a bit of conversation about that line crew and what the future of that might be. They had started it several years prior to my involvement with MPUA, and it hasn't panned out like they had intended. And so they're really discussing, what the future of that line crew looks like. Like I said, right now it's kind of meant to be a resource for members, but it just isn't being utilized in the way that they thought that it might be. So, like I said, quite a bit of discussion about that. That was kind of, like I said, ongoing discussions about projects for power generation that were just various stages of moving forward and updates on that. But like I said, nothing specific of any real significance for us. So.
Okay. Well, I'll do a short report myself. We've kind of set a date so far. Everybody's been asking me about spring cleanup. GFL is going to do their annual spring cleanup, and we got 2 weeks of it. So we've got it scheduled for May the 4th through the 8th, in the week of May the 11th through the 15th, which these 2 weeks will follow the annual citywide yard sale, which probably will take place Saturday, May the 2nd. So just look for that advertisement, and a way for, it'll have contact information about people generally have questions, or you're more than feel free to reach out to me and I can tell you what's prohibited and what's not. Other than that, I'll move right along to our staff. Ms. Carey from Economic Development. Come on up.
Good evening.
You'll find in your packet that you have the report, and it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll just add just a couple of things. The two projects that show that they're new And with the DNR, that means did not respond for whatever reason. Either they needed a building specifically, or they needed, that we didn't have the square footage available, or they needed more acreage than what we have all in one tract, or they need rail, or they need water, or they need interstate, or so, whatever. So DNR is do not resuscitate, but in our case, it's did not respond, so.
Okay.
And then the ongoing ones, we have Project Elizabeth and Project Spring that are still very much active, and we're still in ongoing discussions about those. You all may remember Project Shadow was on the reports a couple of months ago. That is not forever gone, but for right now, it's tabled until the prospective owner can get some things lined out.
Okay.
So that's not on the table right now.
Okay.
You'll, underneath the partner outreach, you'll see the email blast. What I do is I have our civic leaders and our community members that are business owners or leaders or whatever, I send them helpful emails that could, for funding opportunities, or maybe help them in their back end for their back office type scenarios. So I have sent those out, like the bridge closures that we just had on B Highway. I sent that out so that they would understand that that could mean a difference in their logistics or their transportation or whatever that could mean. Going further down, under the by the numbers, just to give you some insight on who we are being grouped with or compared to or what have you. We are considered the central district, so they have Southwest, they have Ozark, they have Northeast, all of those things, but we're considered central. So we are grouped in, like with Audrain County and with towns like Boonville and Lebanon and Vandalia and Vienna, those towns. And then there are some bigger ones such as Jeff City, Columbia, and Rolla. But we'll consider the central. So that's kind of where they pulled the data from. The census, the U.S. Census does. They pull that data from this central location, and they categorize us as central. So I didn't mark it here, but the minimum wage in our region, the going minimum wage is $13.75. So that's a kind of look. And then on the daily, and then looking ahead at just some things that kind of show you my proactive engagement, building relationships and building our community. And the very last point there is to continue executing and tracking the key initiatives that align with what the plan is for the city going forward. So, kind of what I do on a regular.
And Mayor, if I may, and I don't know that Carrie and I have either one mentioned this. When Carrie came on board, she kind of reviewed the economic development strategic plan that I had put together back when I was doing economic development, and just kind of looked at it. And of course, after that plan was adopted, COVID hit in the middle of it, and so many things were put on hold that when she looked at it with fresh eyes, she's like, oh no, this is still viable, this is still, and so she's still working off many of the initiatives that had been identified in that strategic plan. So I just wanted to point that out. Sometimes when she refers to some things, some of those are referring back to that strategic plan.
Sure.
So, and that is available on the website on the economic development pages. So.
All right.
Anybody have anything for Gary? Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stacy, you did your financials last week, so I don't think you have anything tonight, correct? Just checking. All right, Mr. Steve Payne from Public Works, come on up here and your turn to shine.
Good evening, Good evening, Alderman, Mayor.
Evening.
Let's see, I'm going to run through this pretty quick. Your wastewater treatment plant, cruise control, phase 2 is continuing on. Well, the water department, several water service line repairs were conducted, business as usual. The electric department's continuing to replace poles across town. They received their new truck and put it to work immediately, loaded it up, make sure it's, give it a test run and make sure things are good to go. It's huge help. So I think it popped up in Charlie Sue's photo that she posted about the electric crew helping out over there. Construction crews continuing to work on the Salem T-ball parking lot. That's turning out pretty nice. And at a cost savings, that's helping us out. So streets continue to run the street sweeper. They cleaned up for the 100-acre wood around the courthouse and stuff. They're always kind of watching out for those events to make sure things look nice. That went well. I went down there. I don't know how many folks went down and checked that out, but it was a good time. Streets assisted the tree trimming crew on large projects, continuing to clean out ditches and drop-ins across town after our rainstorms. Mechanics doing business as usual. Lots of lube and maintenance jobs on the vehicles across town. Cemetery crew dug a grave and helped prep for funerals. Things are business as usual. So
Good deal.
I wish I had something exciting to report, but that's it.
All right.
I just want to say thank you to the tree trimmer crew for the cleanups and stuff like that, and for our other ones cleaning up around or cutting and trimming around our power lines and stuff for their responses to their current cleanup issues and stuff. You know, taking care of that, I really appreciate that, you taking care of that, Steve.
Thanks. The crews are really making gains on that. So when we had the windstorms, our
Power outage.
power outages were less than what they normally would have been, I think. So good stuff.
All right.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks.
Thank you, Steve. Oh, Melissa, come on up. We haven't seen you in a while. I know, sports. Come on up instead of come on down.
Just a few things really quickly. I do want to thank the construction crew. I'm so glad we had them do it, and a cost savings, giant cost savings, and they're doing a really good job. Like,
It
when you
looks
go down there,
nice.
it looks really nice, and it's gonna like brighten it up. But also, I saw they were, we have the new steps that come down from the road to the community center,
Yes.
and they were installing the railing today also, so
sweet.
that spiffed it up too, and I was excited to see that. We have soccer starts, the games start first weekend of April, so we're getting ready to do that. Nothing like going to the concession stand and finding out that my deep freeze is shot that I bought 2 years ago. Good news. All the stuff in it, gone. But anyway, we'll work with that. Moving on next is yesterday I opened the registration for summer ball. So anybody looking to register to play summer ball, so that's t-ball, softball, baseball, ages 3 to 14. We have a place for you. And we are always looking for coaches.
Hint, hint. No pressure, board, no pressure. Okay.
But we have that open, it's on Facebook right now, and I'll start pushing that a little bit harder. So the dates are 23rd through the 9th, it's regular registration, then we will have a late fee starting the 10th through the 16th, and that's a $10 additional fee for that, just to kind of motivate people to be a little faster.
All right.
Yeah, my grandson loves it, so.
Anybody have any questions for me?
Are you coaching this year?
I am.
I knew it.
You got the boys involved too?
No.
All right.
All right, thank you, Melissa. All right, move on right along to the board reports. Alderwoman Dent.
West Ward had a really nice party. Lots of people there, lots of good food. We had a good time. And I want to thank the people of the West Ward for being supportive and attending.
Alderman Whalen.
No report.
Alderman Ledgeworth.
I have no report.
Alderman Kinsey.
So I want to take the appreciation of everybody that came out to the rally event, seeing the community out there, the local businesses setting up. It just shows everybody from other communities that, hey, we're here, come visit, It was a really nice event. A lot of people showed up. I just want to thank everybody that had the opportunity to show up and the businesses that were involved in it.
Went to the dinner.
Yeah, you had some people come out from out of town. I encourage to come and show up to it. It's always a great event.
Stupid stuff.
All right.
When they're done whispering over here, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Close.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second the motion.
And I will call for the vote. Alderman Kinsey?
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent?
Yes.
Ouch. Alderman Whalen?
Yes.
And Alderman Letchworth?
Yes.
Thank you all for attending.